For more than half of the 20th century, children sent pennies into zoos across the U.S. to buy elephants. We're going to talk about that and more fun elephant facts while we sketch this little African elephant. So let's just turn the page and get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning on is it Friday? Friday! It is Friday morning. Friday morning is one of my favorite days of the week. Not the least of which because on Fridays, I like to do a little thing where I pull a random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier and I draw it and we talk about it. And today's random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier is an African elephant. You can tell this is an African elephant if there were nothing else present. You could tell because of the size of their ears. The African elephants have the big ears. The Asian elephants have the tiny ears. And this guy has large ears too, proportionate to its body. So we're going to run with the fact that it's an African elephant, and I can't tell if it's male or female. Not sure if it's male or female. I'm not sure if there are indications, if there's any way to tell, because they all have tusks. I'm not sure if there's anything about this that gives me any kind of indication whether it's male or female. But I can tell you with a certain amount of confidence that it is an African elephant. What I wanted to talk about today, though, I don't know, did they do this in Europe? Did they do this in the rest of the world? In the U.S., from 1914 to 1969, they had fundraisers where children would send their milk money. They would collect coins, and they would collect recycling cans and all kinds of stuff, recycling glass and all kinds of stuff, and they would send the coins in to buy elephants for the zoo. In 1914, I think it was, in 1914, the Boston Zoo wanted to buy some retired elephants from the circus, but they couldn't afford them. As a zoo, they couldn't afford them, and so they sent out a plea to the public, and the newspapers got involved, and children all around Boston started sending in money, and they raised $6,000 and bought 3 elephants from the circus. And that started a nationwide trend of zoos reaching out to community fund the purchase of elephants.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. You know, and Dad said he remembers raising money. My dad said he remembers raising money for Judy in Oklahoma City. But they bought Judy in 1949, and my dad was born in 48. So I'm pretty sure that he didn't raise money for Judy. But he probably still donated his milk money to the elephant campaign, just not specifically to Judy, to the purchase of Judy. But Judy's not the only one. Oklahoma City Zoo had Luna. Luna was 1930. And Judy was 1949. And I remember Judy living until she lived until I want to say the 90s. Can you look up when Judy died? She lived a very long time. Because I remember it was a big deal when Judy died. There were news stories all over it, and they were talking about how Judy was bought through the crowdfunding. This is one of the original the original crowdfunding ideas. But I remember when Judy died.
48 years.
So just shy of 90, just shy of 98, 96. She died in 96.
She was at the age of 52.
She was 52 and she died. So she died in 96.
She died October the 8th, 1997.
97. Okay.
She went to the zoo May 21st of 1949.
Now, what makes that interesting is that she died a year after my wife and I started dating. Think about that. Think about that for a minute. But yeah, so she lived a long, good life for an elephant. I don't know how long elephants live in the wild, but I doubt it's 50 years. I doubt they make it quite that long in the wild. Whether or not she would have been happier or more satisfied, now that's something we can talk about, but I doubt that she would have lived as long as healthily as she lived. There was a show in Louisiana in the late 60s, Buffalo Bill, 68, 69. It was a kids show, and he ran a contest. They were trying to buy an elephant for the Baton Rouge Zoo, and in about 12 weeks they raised $3,000, over $3,000, and he opened the safe on the show, and they made a big deal about how they had raised enough money for the elephant. They had a big celebration, but the children and the parents balked. Children called the station bawling because they had been saving up money and didn't get a chance to donate their money, the money that they had saved up. So they opened the donations back up and got another $3,000. They bought 2 elephants with 6,200 pennies.
Oh, good Lord.
They bought two elephants.
It says African bush elephants live 60 to 70 years, and African forest elephants live 50 to 65.
In the wild?
Yeah.
Huh, okay. So 52 years is on average with what they would have lived without human intervention. So yeah, she had at least a normal length life. I really would have thought that her life would have been longer than a wild elephant, but normally that's the case. Normally they keep them alive longer in the zoo than they do in the wild. There's Ivy. Good morning, Ivy. But you know, elephants are intelligent. That means they're adaptive. And that's why they're trained in India, as they're not pets. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people treat them as service animals. They're not really considered pets as much as they're considered companions. If you look at how they're trained, they'll take a young elephant, which you can argue whether or not they should do such a thing, but they'll take a young elephant and they'll stay with it every day. They'll go out and play in the water with it. They'll splash it with water. They'll live with it. They'll feed it by hand. They'll take a young elephant and treat it like a valued family member. And we can argue whether or not they should be doing such a thing with a wild elephant. But the elephants tend to stay with their human. They tend to adapt quickly and want to stay with their human. There was a study one time about what elephants think of people, and it's they think people are cute the way we think puppies are cute. Now, how they know that an elephant thinks we're cute is beyond me.
That's another story.
I don't know how they come to that conclusion, but the article said that elephants consider humans cute like we consider puppies cute. I mean, they can't really, it's not like they can ask the elephant. The campaign to raise money for the Boston elephants, they also raised about $6,000, and they bought 3 circus animals. There's a book about that, a children's book about pennies for elephants. I have not read the book. I didn't even know there was a book about it until I read that this morning, actually. The one of the interesting things about the pennies campaign at the Buffalo Bills show was they raised 6,200 pennies, which works out to about 4,250 pounds of copper, which is almost what the elephant weighed. The elephant they bought, they named it Penny. Hey to Socrates. Good morning. They named the elephant Penny. But they bought 2 elephants. You want to take a guess at what they named the second elephant?
What?
Penny 2. Penny 2. That's exact. That they named the first elephant Penny, and named the second elephant Penny 2. Not Penny the second. Penny 2. Really creative names. Subtle hint. Really creative names. But they did this all across. Like I said, they did this all across the U.S. I don't know. I was hoping somebody from Europe. Socrates, are you by any chance? Are you in Europe? I was hoping, or a country outside the U.S. I was hoping that our Netherlander or our Australians would show up, or our Lithuanian. would show up and let us know if they did this sort of thing in other parts of the world, or if this was just something they did in the U.S.
They recently had a behind the scenes day at the Oklahoma City Zoo with the elephants. I think you went back
Oh yeah, my eldest.
early in the morning and you got to pet them and watch how they take care of them and interact with them.
Yep. My eldest.
I think that's great. Let's see us do that.
My eldest daughter got to go participate in that. She was so excited she got to touch an elephant. She and her little family went and touched an elephant. She was so happy. How are we doing on time? Oh, it's 5:48 already. We haven't even started the drop shadow. The $6,200 that Buffalo Bill raised in 1969 dollars would be about 50 grand today. I don't think 50 grand would buy an elephant today. I don't think $50,000 would be enough to buy now. I don't know what elephants costs, but I don't think it would be enough today. But I know they can't do it anymore. The American Zoological Association, Zoological and Aquariums Association, came to the conclusion that elephants are social animals. And as such, you can no longer just buy one elephant. So you have to buy, if you're going to bring an elephant into your zoo, you have to have several elephants to fulfill their social requirements. So $50,000 certainly wouldn't be enough to buy a herd of elephants. Even if it would buy one, it wouldn't buy what they need to fulfill the social requirements, which I think that's beautiful, that they recognized that the animals need each other and that families shouldn't be torn apart, and the health and wellness of the animal is now considered more important than the entertainment of the public. It took us a long time to get there, but here we are. It took us a very long time to realize that, yeah, we can do it, but that doesn't mean we should do it.
Usually, today's market, it says an institutional acquisition will cost $100,000 to $500,000. But then you have to build a suitable elephant facility that can be $1 million to $10 million.
Yeah, how much did the Oklahoma City Zoo spend on their new African elephant, their new elephant exhibit? It's substantial. It's several acres, and I believe the Houston Zoo is going through a similar process. But the elephant paddock in Oklahoma City is $22 million, and I think the Houston Zoo is doing something similar. I know they were trying to expand. The main difference between the Houston Zoo and the Oklahoma City Zoo is that Oklahoma City Zoo has undeveloped property, undeveloped land that they can still move into. The Houston Zoo is landlocked. It's surrounded by the hospital district and the golf course and Harriman Park.
Yes, the Houston Zoo's doing $100 million renovation.
Yeah,
it covers different parts of the zoo.
It's not specific to their elephant paddock.
Right. Their zoo is 84 years old.
Yeah, I don't want them to destroy Harriman Park. I don't know if it's Harriman or Herman. I don't want them to destroy the park. I don't really want them to have to get rid of the golf course. And I don't think they could just move. But they may have to have the city zoo and then make another zoo someplace where they're not landlocked. I think that would be a good educational investment. But our Houston Zoo does a lot of good things. They raise a lot of money for not only for rehabilitation of animals in the wild, but my favorite thing that they do is they rehabilitate turtles. And one of their pet projects is in Galveston, maybe Corpus, but in the Gulf, they rehabilitate injured turtles, sea turtles, and release them back into the wild when possible.
We're a family of strong supporters of the zoos.
Yeah, I've been a member of the Houston Zoo since I moved to Houston. We've paid for a family membership. We don't go as often as we used to. We used to go several times a year. You only have to go if you most local zoos have the membership pricing such that if you go twice, you pay for it more than it pays for the membership. But I've been a member of the Houston Zoo since I moved here 10 years ago. And before that, I was a member of the Oklahoma City Zoo. And for a while, I was paying for membership for my daughters, my beautiful daughter-in-law and my oldest daughter. I was paying for a family membership for them, and I was paying for a membership for my sisters-in-law, so that they could go to the zoo whenever they wanted to. But I think my mom took over the zoo membership for my daughter.
Yeah. close with the Oklahoma Grands. Because they go to the zoo all the time.
Yeah, I don't know where they got that from. But we always had a membership. The entire time they were growing up, we always had a membership. So that it's one of those things where if you don't have any money and you have a membership to the zoo, you're not trapped. You can still go and have a good afternoon with your family. You can still go out and have a good day with your family.
That's where your oldest two kids practice their reading.
Oh yeah, because I would make them read. I would make them read the placards as we went around the zoo.
And they still do that today. So do the twos.
Yeah, they can't go past zoo placards, and they can't go past the historical markers on the road without stopping to read them. I take a lot of pride in that. How are we doing on time? Oh, it's 5:58. Ivy says she hasn't been to the zoo in an extremely long time.
It's a good place to stand, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, the zoo is a nice, relaxing place. One of the things I would like to do is I would like to have a set of cameras that I can go to the zoo and watercolor and live stream it. The cameras I want are the set of cameras that I want are $900. If you'd like to help with that, there's a donation button at the bottom of the chat. You're welcome to click. I would like to go do stuff like go to the zoo with my cameras and set up and watercolor from the zoo. A live stream with a set of cameras where I can show you guys what I see, and what I'm painting, and how I'm set up to paint it. And we can talk through it, maybe even get a zookeeper to come talk to us. That kind of stuff sounds like fun to me. But the camera setup is $900. I could do it with just my phone. Don't get me wrong, I'm probably going to do it with just my phone. But then you don't get the camera, the different scenes. I won't be able to switch from view to view.
Abby says she's currently shopping. She hasn't been to the zoo in an extremely long time. And then she says she's currently shopping for a new life.
All right, I think if I keep going on this, I'm going to overwork it. It's kind of elephant shaped. This is a 4B pencil. I can get a really dark mark with just very little pressure.
Do you have several of those pencils?
I think I have 4 of these.
Are they all the ones that when you turn them to stay sharp?
Yeah, that's what happens when you. But I don't put enough pressure to trigger the spring mechanism because I'm using 4B lead. I have to be very soft with it. so I don't put enough pressure to trigger the spring mechanism that makes the point turn. And I can't really show you. I don't think the camera will show you that lead, how sharp that lead stays. No, I can't get up in there. It won't focus to that. But my daughter has one. This is a 0.5 millimeter. My daughter has one that's 0.3 millimeter. It's a whole lot smaller. You can get down in there and get some really good details, but it's really fragile lead. Really fragile. Okay, let's hit this with some clear coat so we don't smear it around. Everybody put your masks on. It's important to wear your mask when you do this so you don't breathe the fumes. Breathing the fumes is a bad thing. Make you get high and sick. You don't want to do that. Okay, so okay, we're good. Take your mask off. It's fine. All right, we need the vermilion. It is the 21st of August. We got some vermilion on there for Pamela. I got some hair drying for Ivy. Some dancing for Claudia. And we're going to call it finished. I'm going to, that's what it looks like compared to the photograph. Let me show you what it looks like compared from my perspective. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh, that's a picture of me. We don't need a picture of me. Let's see it from my perspective. Dun, 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 dun. So there it is. There it is from my perspective. So that's what I did today. Tomorrow, what do we have tomorrow? What could it be? What could it be? I have no idea. I mean, I won't be shocked when I open this because I put it in there. But oh, look. It's a tanker car. Oh, we can have lots of fun with that. We can talk about tanker cars versus truck tankers versus pipelines. We can talk about how they carry milk versus how they carry oil. We can talk about all kinds of fun things about tanker cars tomorrow morning while we sketch this little vessel. So you're going to want to set your notification bell so you don't miss that. I think we're about out of train parts. I think I have a caboose yet somewhere. And then there's a hand cart somewhere. But I think we're down to the last few of the train parts. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. It is my favorite time of the day when I get to art with my besties. I truly do. I've been sitting in this chair since 3:45 this morning, getting ready, excited, waiting for 5:30 to start, mostly doing this, waiting for 5:30 to start. And it's really funny because I'll sit there just ready and excited for something to happen for the show to start. And then it'll be 5 minutes for the show to start. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? I probably need my notes for the show. Oh yeah, I need to go get a microphone. Oh yeah, I forgot to make coffee. even though I sit here the whole time ready to do anything, I forget that there's other things to do. I'm just excited for the show to start. If you can do so, please send some well wishes to Pamela and Rick. Rick is having some health issues. We want to make sure that all the thoughts and prayers go out to Pamela and Rick while they're going through this problem. Claudia, did you make it in time to see me dance? Because I danced for you. I did I see Claudia there in the chat. We made sure and did some dancing with you. Ivy, do not hurt the cats. I know that you are going to have a stern talking to your cats for knocking pencils off the paper. But guys, thank you again. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Be sure and tune in tomorrow. Oh, and the Socrates, thank you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure and tune in tomorrow. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing. Later on today, Ivy will be streaming from noon to 4 Texas time. She'll be coloring in the coloring books with her color pencils and going through her swatches with Ivy book. Totally worth watching. She's a fabulous person. You're going to want to tune into that. Claudia, what days do you stream? Do you stream every day or just special days of the week? I know you stream at lunchtime, but I don't know what days you stream. It's 8 p.m. Claudia streams 8 p.m. Dutch time, which is about noon here. So, but guys, thank you so much. The main point, the main reason for dancing is that I want to make sure that the lag is caught up to the stream, and that way I won't get cut off mid-sentence. It gives you a chance to click the clicky thingies so that you can watch another fantastic video just like this one, and it gives everybody a chance to say hello and goodbye to each other and share information with each other. But the most important thing is that I don't get cut off mid-sentence, because